to Shades of Pink. This is a brainchild of mine. Everybody says I get these crazy ideas, but when you haven't saw me, sometimes you get your best ideas. So for many years now, I've been collecting stories of some of the survivors, and I would blow those stories up and put their picture on it and have them write it the way that they wanted it to be said and shown to those who read it. And everyone who saw them really loved them, and I did it for the purpose of showing that there's many faces of cancer, breast cancer, and not all of us are the same.
Living my best life. I am blessed beyond measure. I am Ricki. I'm a 7-year survivor of stage 3A triple negative breast cancer.
I am strong, I am loved, and I am blessed. I am Helena, a 7-year breast cancer warrior.
I am fun, I am determined, and I am purposed. Yes. I am Tasha, an 8-year survivor and bright.
All right.
I am sassy, I am silly, and I am sexy. Antoinette, a 2-year survivor.
I am a Christian, I am tenacious, and I am resilient. I am Shauna Bellamy, and I am a 2-year breast cancer survivor.
I am spunky, I am weird, and I am enthusiastic. I am Shonte, and I have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I am passionate, I am humble, and I am a warrior. My name is Terri Wade, a 9-month DCIS stage 1 and 2 breast cancer survivor.
I was a crazy superwoman of the world, working really hard, working long hours, and I normally go to the doctor in July for my annual gynae checkup. My baby daughter, Haley, was in China that particular year, 2011, and I was too busy to make an appointment, and so I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait till Haley gets home to go to the doctor. We'll go to the doctor together. So we went to the doctor together, and she found a lump.
So, mine was a little bit hectic. I went for my annual exam. The doctor found a lump in my left and right breast. Shortly thereafter, the job I was working lost its contract. A medical company. We lost our contract, can you believe it? And I became one of the millions of people diagnosed with a disease with no health insurance. It was not a game.
After a miscarriage, I began to feel a lump in my right breast. I went to my OBGYN on 3 different occasions to be turned away to tell me there was nothing wrong with me because of my age. At the 3rd time that she told me it was nothing wrong, I became an advocate for my own health. And I went to my primary care physician and I asked that he check me or find out what tests need to occur. So he ordered a mammogram and also an ultrasound.
All right.
My journey started in October of 2012. See, October is a very important month to me because it's my birthday month, and I celebrate it. It's also a benchmark month for me. I try to assess all parts of my life, financial, spiritual, mental, and physical. I did a self-breast exam and found my lump in my left breast. The first person I told was my husband, Michael, and he calmly said, "When are we going to the doctor?"
Since the age of 25, I've been having benign issues with my breast. First it was nipple discharge, then they said I had fibrocystic breast, meaning that my breast had a lot of cysts and it was very painful during periods. I tried my hardest to get a mammogram, but due to my age, they will not give it to me. See, I'm a nurse, and I'm not afraid to find out what's going on, and I want to get as early as I can. So I advocated to at least get an ultrasound every 6 months. At the age of 31, I had another surgery because the nipple discharge turned bloody. They called it an intraductal papilloma, and I always had a cyst that was soft and movable, a lump. But one day, a few months after my surgery, this cyst that was once soft and movable became hard and very painful.
So I'm home one morning, and I'm playing in front of the mirror, having a good time, and I saw this huge lump up here in my clavicle area. And I'm like, what is this? I need to get to the doctor right away and find out what's going on. So I go to my doctor, and she tells me, I don't know what it is. It could be a couple of things. We need to get a biopsy done right away. Well, it was May. And if you know me, you know May is my month. It was my birthday. I said, I have a trip. I'm getting ready to go to Mexico for a week. I can't do a biopsy right now. I said, but I will do it when I get back. She says, well, we need to get it done as soon as possible. Number one, she was very concerned because it was huge and it was very tender to touch.
So in March 2011, the age of 39, I went in for my annual mammogram. They sent me a letter the next month saying that I needed to come back and be re-examined because they found something abnormal in my left breast. So I made the decision to go ahead and go to the radiologist so he could do an ultrasound. So when I went to the radiologist and he did the ultrasound, he came out and he said, Mrs. Carter, there's definitely something there. I don't know what it is, but it's benign. Think about that. He said, there's definitely something there. I don't know what it is, but it's benign. No, it doesn't. So I looked at him like he had 5 eyes, and he said, I know it's easier for me to explain it than it is for you to understand. But if you were my mother, my sister, or my aunt, I would recommend that you come back in 6 months. Yeah, that didn't sit right in my heart either. So I left from out of there and I called my girlfriend whose mom had just gone through breast cancer, and I got her doctor's information. I called while I was sitting in the parking lot. Made my appointment, I went in, she looked at my film and she said, something definitely doesn't look right, but the only way that I can be sure is if you get a biopsy.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So I went downstairs, she was able to get me in, I went downstairs and she did a biopsy. October 2011, at the age of 40, I received a phone call. Mrs. Carter, you have breast cancer. Stage 0 and stage 1. HER2 negative, estrogen, progesterone positive.
So I kept my word. As soon as I got back in town from my vacation and having a lot of fun, I went and got that biopsy done, okay? 3 days after it was done, June 2018, at the age of 58, I was diagnosed with stage 2, ATR 2+ positive breast cancer.
So I went back to see my breast surgeon, and she agreed that the cyst that was once soft is now hard. So she sent me to get an MRI, and that's when I learned I had anxiety about scans. They usually say it takes 3 to 5 days for you to get the results and you follow up with your doctor, but they called me immediately the very next day and told me to come back in and get a mammogram. Oh, now you want to give me a mammogram. Biopsy and an ultrasound. So I still didn't think nothing of it. I was like, it's probably another benign condition. I shouldn't worry about it. And my husband and my best friend was like, do I need to go with you? I said, no, it's fine, it's fine. I probably need another surgery or something. And my best friend, she insisted, she said, I'm coming with you. And I'm really glad that she did. So while I was getting my biopsy, this breast surgeon come in and she comes asking all these questions about my breast cancer history and my family and things like that. And I'm like suspicious. I'm like, so I just asked her, I was like, do you think I have breast cancer? And she said, well, based off the images, yes, but we won't know for sure until we get the biopsy. And so, and I was like, well, do it look bad? How bad? I'm just like freaking out. I'm starting to fidget because I can't sit still because I'm nervous because I can't believe she's about to say I have cancer. And she said, we also see an abnormal lymph node. And so I'm like, what? So I go home, I'm crying, I'm sad, but my husband, my best friend, trying to keep it positive as much as I can, much as they can. I'm all on the internet, on Google, trying to figure out if it's another benign issue. I don't know what it is. I'm just going frantic, and then I stop. And then I just stopped and I just said a prayer and I asked God, please take this worry away from me because I don't like it. And from that instant, I mean, even to this day, I have felt great relief. So at the age of 31, on June 17, 2015, I got a call stating I had invasive ductal carcinoma, aka breast cancer.
Well, I first saw my internal medicine doctor. He gave me a breast exam and said, that doesn't feel like cancer. I don't know what that is. So I was sent to have a sonogram. Did the sonogram, I waited around 20 minutes, and the technician came out and I said, well, what'd you see? What'd you see? And she cavalierly said, it's cancer, but I'll let your oncologist tell you about it. So I had to run out of there. I was all over the place, of course. Saw my oncologist, and I was diagnosed with stage 3 ductal carcinoma. Once my diagnosis, was confirmed, I told my daughter, Sam. You see, Sam had just graduated from high school, and she's a woman of very few words, but the expression on her face told it all. She put her whole life on hold so that she could be part of my caregiving team. I'm sorry. I also wanted her to get the BRCA test because now she is one generation away from breast cancer. That Thanksgiving, we sat down and I decided I would tell the rest of my family. After a hard, ugly 10-minute cry, I told them I was gonna be fine, I was gonna get through this, and with God's graces, I was gonna do it. My father said the greatest thing to me. He said, once you get those removed, I'm gonna buy you some new.
So after the requested mammogram and ultrasound, the tech told me not to get dressed, that a doctor would come in to talk to me. So when the doctor entered the room, she said a lot of things that went above my head. So I asked, what are you trying to say to me exactly? She said she thinks it's breast cancer. So I told her, you can't tell that from looking at some pictures. So she told me she could, she just couldn't tell me what stage because of the size of the tumor and the location. So she said I needed to see a breast surgeon to get a biopsy done. After getting the biopsy, the results was stage 3, HER2, estrogen positive breast cancer.
Okay, so after getting state-funded health insurance, I established care with a provider. That was a nightmare. I had to fight him, I had to fight the breast surgeon, I had to fight the oncologist, had to fight everybody in order for them to take me seriously. I've had breast problems since I was 9, and I knew the signs. I would come home, my mother, what did they say? Did you tell them? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It never should take this long, and I knew that. But, I'm new to this, and going through the motions and trying to do it all by myself, don't ever do it. is not a good idea. It was not smart for me. So I finally got the breast surgeon and the oncologist to agree to place me on tamoxifen. Tamoxifen wreaks havoc on your life. Some of us take it and they don't have any problems. I was calling my aunt every day. What should I do? Terri, you need to calm down. You need to think it out. You need to talk to somebody and don't go back to the doctor again by yourself. Not me. Not me. I'm the most stubborn person in this room. Went back again by myself. Had a couple of needle biopsies. They were so painful. And when I finally got the diagnosis, it was a Wednesday, I'll never forget. Came home, caught myself trying to sneak in the house, go downstairs. Here she coming. Tasha, what are you doing? Did you go to the doctor? Did you get the results? Yes, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, no, we're not going to start this. You need to talk about it. Oh my gosh. Then my aunt calls. She's the baby, but she's the boss. So I said, Terri, what's going on? You need to... So, the breast biopsy showed DCIS stage 1 in the left and stage 2 in the right.
So I told you I was really busy, right? So my baby daughter met me at the doctor's office to get the biopsy. And literally I was on a conference call till she grabbed the phone out of my hand and cut off my client. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I got my client. And the doctor and the nurse are standing there. So I go inside, I get the biopsy. 3 days later, I take her back to Dartmouth to go back to college. And I'm about to leave her and go to the Boston airport to go on a 2-week business trip. I had speaking engagements, I had a lot of work, I had a bunch of meetings. As I'm walking through security, the doctor called and said, yes, Ricki, you do have breast cancer. And I said, well, I don't have time for this, I have like a lot of work to do. I really don't have time. So I said, I'm going on my trip, I'll call you when I get back. So she said, okay. So I flew to California, I went to like 3 cities. After about 4 days, the doctor called me back again and said, Ricki, I have some news for you. We got the full pathology report. Not only do you have breast cancer, which I thought may have been an early stage, but you have triple negative breast cancer. And I'm like, well, triple negative, that sounds okay.
You don't know.
She said, no. Actually, it's the worst breast cancer you can have. It has the highest mortality rate. It affects black women at 3 times the rate. Black women under 35 at 4 times the rate. And it has no treatment that's been proven. It's the only breast cancer that does not have a drug to prevent recurrence, and it comes back with a vengeance and usually kills people. So of course I went straight to Google, and what did I find? You're gonna die.